What up everyone, Tribu here, and today we are talking about the 10 best video games of all time. Yep, there's only 10. There's only 10 games, and I will rank them. Just kidding, no. If you've seen any of my content, you know I'm a huge gamer, I'm a collector, I have been playing games my whole life. Kind of a problem, but today I want to share with all of you my top 10 favorite video games of all time. Like, these 10 games I love in the current moment are my 10 favorite. Wouldn't trade them for the world. And some of them arguably defined me as a gamer. Some may have defined me as who I am. I just didn't realize it. Before getting into it, we are so close to 200 subs, and I really don't like begging for subscribers, but a lot of people have been watching my content recently, really liking it. So if you do enjoy my content, this video, and want to see more, let me know in the comments. On top of that, make sure you are subscribing. Really want to try getting to 200. That's like really cool. So pretty please. Shilling aside, I did put a few rules in place just to make it a little easier on me because I have a hard time picking things that just aren't my favorite or least favorite. The between, difficult for me personally. So what I decided was, because I play a lot of games like Pokemon, different versions of games would be considered separate. So Pokemon Black and Pokemon White are not grouped together as one game. They're separate. On top of that, any games that have a similar version that is updated, say Persona, not going to count those as different. Just going to talk about the definitive versions of those games because, in my opinion, those are the way to play them anyway. And any and all DLC content updates, as of the making of this video, will be included when discussing any video game because they're also part of the game. Now, a lot of this is very much nostalgia. A lot of this is very skewed and biased, but that's an opinion. So let me know what your favorite games are in the comments below. And on top of that, if there's any game here that you also really love and actually is your favorite and didn't make it number one, let me know personally because they're all games I love. And most of them I've done content for already. Anyway, on with the list. Starting off at number 10, we have Minecraft. It's a little weird saying Minecraft is number 10 in the list, but this is a list of favorite video games of all time, so number 10 is pretty generous. I am a very creative person. I've done a whole series at this point about photoshopping, and I make videos for fun, so clearly I'm a creative person. Minecraft, something I have been playing since I can remember. Well, not since I can remember, but since I started getting into gaming, I played Minecraft. Even before I was big into Nintendo, I was watching Minecraft. It's a very fun game. It's a great multiplayer game. I love building. And it's just a very fun experience. But I do have issues with it. Unlike probably every other game on this list, I actually have negatives, in my opinion, and that's why it was the clear number 10. One, if it's not Java Edition, it is trash in comparison. Like, it runs terrible. All my Switch players, you know, it runs terrible. On top of that, why is it running on Java? Like, please update your servers, Mojang. Oh my god. Please. Besides that, Minecraft itself for a long time is kind of boring. It does get bland. It's a joke online, like everyone has that like 2-week Minecraft phase, they build something crazy and they never play it for the rest of the year. It's one of those games. It's a fun game, but it does get bland after a while, and being sandbox, there's so much to do, but also so little. So, yeah. It's a hard game to discuss, and a hard game to get into the critiques of without having the entirety of Twitter collapse in on itself. So I'm going to leave it at that, but Minecraft is still a phenomenal game. I still play it. I have my 2 weeks every once in a while. So yeah. It's a great game. Highly would recommend if you haven't played it, but I'd be shocked if you haven't played it. So, at number 9 here, I did a Let's Play on this one, so you know it's good. Kamen Rider, Memory of Heroes. Am I biased because this is a Kamen Rider game? Absolutely. It's the only reason it's on the list. This game here, which didn't release... Well, the Switch version didn't, like, fully release in America, so that's fun. Also has nothing to do with my rating, but it has box art on the inside. Always a plus. Always a plus, in my opinion. But Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. Phenomenal game. Like, it just controls great. It's a very good story. Completely fits within the world of Kamen Rider. Respects the 3 seasons it goes off of. Is really fun to turn off your brain, have fun with, or if you want to strategize. You can do that. You can form switch. There's so much. There's so many references. It's phenomenal. But I'm also coming in as a huge Kamen Rider fan who is on top of that, seen the 3 seasons that this game represents. That being Kamen Rider Double O's and 01. So, my bias is extreme. And, well, this is the original. This isn't the, what is it? Premium Sound Edition, which has, like, an in-game music player that just plays the OST for the 3 seasons, which, phenomenal across the board as well. It's a great game if you're a fan. And that's why it's on the list, because I'm a huge fan of Kamen Rider. But is it the game of all time? It's up there. It's up there in my opinion. It's just, if we remove everything Kamen Rider related, it's a solid action game. Very simple. You know, the kids' game still is very simple, very fun, intriguing story, regardless if you're into Kamen Rider or not. Highly recommend if you like this style of games, and if you want to check it out, I do have a Let's Play. I'm not trying to shill this episode, but I mean, like, man, there's a Let's Play, you can watch it. I'm just saying. Moving right along, we're gonna go back to the Wii U. Gotta dust that bad boy off for this one. My mascot is a Yoshi, and there's a reason for it. Yoshi's Woolly World, baby! What do I need to say about this game that hasn't been said? It's not only phenomenal on 3DS and Wii U. I don't own the 3DS version, unfortunately, but I have played it. It actually has good amiibo support. That's rare. That's a positive in my opinion. And it's a fun game. They took Yoshi, his style of game, combined it with Kirby's epic yarn. It's made by the same people, so I can say that. And then we have this masterpiece. Like, it's so good. They tried doing it again on the Switch, and they failed miserably, but it's still a phenomenal game. It's phenomenal multiplayer, it's phenomenal single player. It's a great game to 100% because there's so much to collect. There's so many different ways to play due to the various amounts of badges and all the costumes and, what is it, mellow mode with Yoshi on wings? Like, there's so much to it, and it's just so much fun. It's such a relaxing experience. It's the same way I felt playing Princess Peach Showtime and Kirby's Epic Yarn. Maybe not so much Crafted World, but that game kind of sucked, but the whole time I was playing that, I just was thinking of this game and wanting to replay it. It's that good. If I'm only praising it, why is it so on the list? So low on the list? Simple. Because this is the only game on the list I haven't played in years. Like, I've played Minecraft and the Kamen Rider game more recently than I have Woolly World. So it's not as fresh in my mind. So I know I love this game and the reasons, but it's not in my mind so vividly and clearly like the rest. So I put it in a spot that felt right, but I don't have the reason to say it felt right, because I don't remember, honestly, a lot of this game. But it has Yoshi and Poochie on the cover, and we got Woolly Amiibo because of it, so that alone puts it on the top 10. All I'm saying, like, that puts it on the top 10 immediately. Now, this game, probably a weird one, and I guarantee you no one is going to put this on their top 10, but I'm putting it on my top 10, because why not? Another Wii U game. Shocker. We have 2 Wii U games. That's honestly insane. Not just any game. The pack-in title, Nintendo Land. Nintendo pack-in titles tend to be phenomenal. We haven't gotten them in a while, but like we all remember Wii Sports. If you got a Wii U, you remember Nintendo Land. You remember this game because it's multiplayer. Phenomenal. It has all the things on the back, so I'm going to use it as my little cheat sheet. Now, the single-player games are kind of hit or miss. They're not the best, but they're fine. And the single-player games that have multiplayer modes are also just phenomenal. And the multiplayer-only modes, again, phenomenal. Again, the single-player modes aren't the best, but take what you can get. They're little things in a bigger package. Besides that, the entire game itself is full of references to the various franchises. Speaking of, this game includes references to Legend of Zelda, Mario, Pikmin, Metroid, Animal Crossing, F-Zero, Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, Luigi's Mansion, the freaking Game & Watch. Like, not Smash, like the Game & Watch. This is Japan exclusive, I think, or it was. Takumaru's Castle, that's in here. Phenomenal game. Look, when this game came out, I was already a huge Nintendo fan, so a game where your collectible is more references, and all of the games themselves have references within them. On top of that, they're just fun. They're great for multiplayer if you want to go against someone or be a team with someone. The single player isn't the best, but if you're playing the single player and having your friends watch, it's still fun. Like, I'm not the type to really praise a game for its multiplayer, but the multiplayer alone in Nintendo Land makes it a must. It is a must. If you get a reused Wii U or refurbished one, even if it doesn't come from Nintendo Land, you better hunt this bad boy, because it's that good. It is that good. You probably won't find it that expensive either, and it's a phenomenal game. My only thing is, if the single player was a bit better, it'd be higher. But as it stands, I've sunk way too many hours that I'm willing to like admit into this game, and you know, it's a great game. I got nothing more to say. It's a great game. Okay, now we gotta go really back in time. We gotta go really back in time for this one. So, most people probably don't know about this game. Pokemon Conquest. Take Fire Emblem. Or whatever franchise this was actually crossing over with. Yeah, it's made by freaking Koei Tecmo. Like, and it's Pokemon. It's plays like Fire Emblem, it's tactical RPG, but you have Pokemon. Everything's very anime, and it's about a conquest. There's a lot of gameplay, like there's a lot of features in this game, especially for a DS game. But why do I love it? Because it's just fun. I'm a huge sucker for RPGs and tactical RPGs specifically. So you put my favorite franchise of all time in a tactical RPG format with a actually compelling story. It's a really good story, and some of the characters you can actually get invested in. And the post-game, which is like 50 mini stories you can play through as those characters and experience and get to see their backgrounds during the main events, also phenomenal. There's even a post-game. There's a secret ending. It has multiplayer. God, your characters evolve alongside your Pokemon. There's so much to this game, most of which I don't remember ever like fully taking advantage of because I was a stupid gamer at the time. But still a phenomenal game. I've went back and I've replayed this game and I've slowly chipped away at the post game. It's a big game. I swear it takes a while if you're really sinking into it and not speedrunning it. This is a harder game to find in my opinion, just because it's a DS Pokemon game, and on top of that, it's not that well known, arguably. So a lot of people probably haven't heard of it. It's definitely the most obscure game on this list, in my opinion, besides the Kamen Rider one. So, yeah, but I would still say it's a phenomenal game. Again, very few people talk about it, but I love it. And it's a shame we never got a sequel. This is probably the one spin-off game I think would have really benefited from a sequel, because just more Pokemon and more characters. Like, this is a game that could have benefited with a sequel, but hey, we only got the DS one, and I still love it. Alright, we're in the top 5 now, so things are about to get serious. If you're not prepared, Dandori issue. Pikmin 4, baby! Pikmin 4, baby! We got it! It's real, and I love it. I'm a huge Pikmin fan. I had never actually played all the games until they came out on Switch, and then I 100% all of them. Including this one. I've done literally everything in this game. There's nothing left in this game. I 100% it to full completion. Like, challenges, everything. Even the stuff that isn't marked for completion, I have done. Because I have a problem. In all seriousness, the Pikmin themselves, adorable. We now have a dog. So that's already bonus points for Pikmin 4. But in my opinion, Pikmin is one of the few franchises just in history where each game, in my opinion, has gotten better. Pikmin 1, great baseline. Pikmin 2, great follow-up. Pikmin 3, phenomenal follow-up. Pikmin 4, God blessed us with, just a piece of art. This is just artwork right here. This is just phenomenal piece of art that we, as humans, just can't comprehend. And that is Pikmin 4. One day we'll get Pikmin 5. One day. I'm a huge sucker for Pikmin. While I have gotten into Pikmin a lot later than a lot of people, I did watch videos, I saw Let's Plays, saw speedruns. I was into Pikmin, I just haven't played it. Then I did play it, I fell more in love, because planning around stuff, optimizing, following your Dandori, making sure you don't have those Dandori issues. Yes, I love this. I even have on my wall, I bought this just for Pikmin. These are pins. A lot of these are pre-order pins, but I bought this specifically to showcase the Pikmin pins that came when you pre-ordered this game at GameStop in America. I bought this whole thing and have it hanging on my wall so I can see Ochi, the purple Pikmin, the winged Pikmin, the ice Pikmin, and the OG3. I don't know why they didn't include the others. Specifically the glow Pikmin, like, he was new. I will also say, I've also been replaying Pikmin. So that's probably why it's a bit higher than expected. But, man, it's a game about organizing and, optimizing. And that's just what I like doing in my day-to-day. So you give me a game where that's your, that's the goal? I'm in heaven, man. This game's great. I don't care what console it's on. GameCube, Wii U, Switch. Phenomenal. So I don't talk about it a lot on this channel, but there is one game that I've actively tried getting into the competitive scene for. There's one game I've actually taken seriously, and it's not Pokemon, shockingly enough. It's Smash Bros. Ultimate. Not specifically Smash Ultimate. While this is the one I've probably taken the most seriously, I've been getting into competitive since Smash 4. But like Pikmin, each Smash game, this just goes for fighters, so that's why, each game gets better due to just, you taking the old stuff, making it newer, so it's just better. But, yeah, there's not much I can say that hasn't been said. It's a crossover fighting game with this roster, this insane roster, plus the DLC, sure, from Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts. Is in the game. You got Sonic, you got Mario, you got Pikachu. I love Pikachu. I love Pokemon. He's in the game. He's in the game. I like fighter games. Yeah, I love a platform fighter. Give me any platform fighter, play that all day. I love Nintendo. Give me anything Nintendo, play that all day. Combine the two, I have not left my house in 4 years. And the fact that I've tried taking this game seriously goes to show that I really do like this game. I've 100% Smash Ultimate. Like, there's nothing left for me to do in this game either, but I still go back to it because, again, it's a fighter. Like, you can just have fun with it. In my opinion, it's a phenomenal multiplayer experience. It's a great party game if you have everything turned on and just go crazy with the characters, but it's phenomenal if you want to take it seriously. There's only so much you can say that hasn't been said about Smash, so I'll leave it at that, but just know I love this game, and I'm excited to see what they try doing next, because you're not topping Ultimate. You're not topping it, and that's a discussion for another day, but man, is this game perfect. Now, if you thought a game could actually be perfect, Yokai Watch 3. So, my video before my last video was all about Yokai Watch. And for those who don't know, I love Yokai Watch. It's my second favorite franchise, right behind Pokemon. Why is that? Because these games are phenomenal. Yokai Watch 3 is arguably, like, I think the biggest 3DS game. Like, I don't think any 3DS game has more content than this. And if it does, it's Yokai Watch Busters 2, which is Japan exclusive. Besides that, I think this is the biggest game to be released for the 3DS. Maybe not size-wise. I don't know what game takes up the most size. But the amount of stuff to do in Yokai Watch 3 is insane. Now, to be fair, when we got it in America, we got not only Sukiyaki, the definitive edition, but we already had all the updates just come out. So we weren't waiting for, the Treasure Yokai, the events based off the movie, Terminator Yawn, I think, and the Final Fantasy ones, like, so much. And heck, the Japan version actually has more content, which is kind of crazy to think about, but there is like half a dozen yokai that are locked behind having the Japan version because we didn't get certain things in America, period, that we kind of needed for them to make sense in this game. So I get that. But it doesn't change the fact that this game is phenomenal. While I do kind of prefer the whole 1 and 2 fighting system, 3 is still a phenomenal fighting system. And while, again, Busters T is so bad in comparison to the original Busters, doesn't mean it's not fun in 3. Also, there's so much more RNG, and I love gambling, so Yokai Watch is right up my alley. On to number 2. Number 2. I don't own physically, it is a game I own digitally, so I'll just have to show you it digitally. Unlike the rest, which I could show you physically the cartridge or the box for. So I'm going to boot up my totally not hacked 3DS. I'll show you what game I'm talking about. And that game is Yokai Watch Blasters. Busters is the way it's called in Japan. Blasters Red Cat Corps plus Moon Rabbit Crew. Because that name isn't a mouthful. That I have genuinely sunk more hours into that game than I have Smash, Minecraft, the game that is number 1. It's a really fun game. I already liked Yokai Watch. Busters kind of just showed me that, yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's good. I love it. So it is clearly defined Yokai Watch's spot in my heart. Introduced me to my favorite yokai, that being Rudy, or Akamaru, the alive form of Jibanyan. And then my favorite actual yokai, Rubius J, or as I like to refer to him as Buff Dead Rudy, because he's a buff version of Jibanyan, who is Dead Rudy. And I love Rudy. So Buff Dead Rudy. Now, it's hard to say if that game is better than 3. That is a debate for another day. But I think it's clear that either way, Yokai Watch, love it. And if I had to say which one I'd be playing, I've gone back to that game more than I have to 3. So clearly my heart prefers that one, which is why it's higher. And if you're not into Yokai Watch or RPGs, it's not that at all. It's a very unique game, and not something I think I've seen before or after. It's also, the entire game's a Ghostbusters parody, which is really funny. Now, for number 1, the game that defined me as a gamer, the game that I love, the game that made me take a shower for this video. Pokemon White 2. If you saw my video a few weeks back where I talked about my love of the Pokemon topic, you would know this game was my real, gamer awakening. This is the game that got me into gaming and fast forwarded me to getting into all of Nintendo. So, is it nostalgia bias saying this game is better than everything else on this list? Yes, absolutely. Arguably, this game, in terms of content, does not stand anywhere near Yokai Watch 3. In terms of gameplay that I prefer, Pikmin is by far a game I like playing more. Smash Bros, a better style in my opinion. The Pokemon introduced are in later games, with probably better stories and mechanics. So what about White 2 is so good that it isn't nostalgia? Nothing. It is purely nostalgia. I will be completely honest, this is fully nostalgia and bias saying Pokemon White 2 is my favorite game of all time. Being objective, probably Pokemon Scarlet, because it has Tepig, so yeah. Besides that, maybe Ultra Moon, but Pokemon White 2. Pokemon is my favorite game of all time. Love Pokemon. I've done videos about that. I have talked about Pokemon so much on this channel. And it's because of this game. It is because I picked Nate. Which, funny that his name in English is Nate. Yokai Watch. In English, his name is Nate. It's a coincidence, but I think it's fun. And Rosa, who everyone knows from the mobile game, or you're one of the people who look her up on Google Images with safe search off, and God, do not do that because I said so. Now, this game specifically is the last of the pixel art games, which has phenomenal pixel art. I don't care what people say about Gen 5. I think Gen 5, phenomenal Pokemon were introduced. On top of that, the moving sprites, I love them. And while that is a bit of bias, as someone who's played through all the other games, it feels like this is the natural evolution. And on top of that, I think it just makes the battles more entertaining, because instead of sitting and staring at just what feels like a PNG sometimes, they're at least moving. And you don't even get that with the 3D models, because a lot of them are also very static, so you get a feeling very different. It's also very stylish. There's also certain features that haven't come back. For example, triple battles were in this game. The whole subway is a very fun thing to do with friends. You have, the Dream Link or whatever. There are so much extra things that could connect to this game and you could use. This is the last game with vents having actual things happening. That's a plus in my opinion. Pokestar Studios, really, really underrated. I actually really love it. And Kyurem fusing with Pokemon will always be one of the coolest things, in my opinion. Plus, both forms are really sick. I really like Kyurem and his fusions. I don't really care for Reshiram Zekrom individually, but Kyurem and his fusions, peak. He walks so Zygarde can run. Zygarde doesn't fuse, but man, is Zygarde my favorite legendary. That's another video. But yes, Pokemon White 2 is, in fact, my favorite game of all time. Objectively speaking, Yokai Watch 3 and or Blasters arguably is the number one, but my nostalgia and bias outweighs any positive those games have over this one. So I'm saying this one. With all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Have a lovely day, everyone.